Welcome back to Pokemon Y. This time we just step out of the bureau and step back in, and we can see that Luca's nowhere to be seen, and neither is Emma. But we have a note here. Last time we worked out that the character Essentia that's been terrorising the local alleyways and causing trouble for the residents and that was actually Emma. But we don't know why that is. All we know is that Mimi, the little Esper, seems to be able to tell. And we've got to make an excuse for when Emma gets back, saying that Luca's in the hospital having something minor done. So yes, to start off with, we have got to lie to a small child.
Well, that's fine, because you're also a small child, so that's good.
I'm not, I'm a big child.
Yes, but your character.
Oh, we're like trainer age, aren't we? Whereas Emma looks like she's really little. Who could this be? We've literally just come from the fucking Looker Bureau. Now we've got to walk back. These people are so inconsiderate. I will say, one thing that did annoy me a little bit is that because of how Lumiose is structured, I know stating the obvious, Emma's back, I do kind of dislike how the Looker Bureau that we have to keep coming to is tucked away in the background in an alleyway. Because it does get a little bit annoying trying to get your way back down there every time you need to go back. But yeah, we're passing on the message now. Oh, where's she off to then? Are you piecing stuff together? While this is all going on, we are going to have a distracting side thing. So, we have a battle finally, which is... I'm grateful for, because I will say the setup for these parts before stuff actually happens are some of the most difficult parts to try and talk over. So here is Butler Chalmers with Braviary. What do we think of Braviary, Chris?
Yeah, great design. I mean, what did it even appear in first?
5.
5, yeah, brilliant design.
So we have a bird fight off. Who do you think's going to win here?
My money's on America Bird.
No, it looks like America just fainted.
Oh dear.
Stephen, what do you think of Braviary?
Yeah, Braviary is a great design. I like Rufflet, but it's a shame that it takes so long to evolve.
What level does it
It's
evolve
like
at?
in the 50s.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of saw it on par with like the regional birds. I didn't realise that it was such a beast, like on par with fucking Tyranitar, like around level 55.
It's the same for Mandibuzz.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because they're counterparts. You can
I
only
didn't
get
really piece them together.
You can only get one in the other game.
Yeah, well, I will say that Braviary is the better design of the two.
Oh yeah,
like by a long way.
But Mandibuzz is still a pretty cool design.
It's okay.
It's a vulture that wears like bones around its waist.
When you describe it like that, yeah, that is pretty sick. Like, I feel like you could possibly have done a bit more with a vulture. Like, I guess there is a whole like circling the dead thing. That would have been cool to see that around the Yamask.
Well, they are apparently avid hunters of Cubone.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm now imagining like a Cubone getting carried off by one of them now, like awkwardly.
Yeah, apparently Mandibuzz do hunt Cubone according to Sun and Moon.
Well, the Cubone can't exactly fight back because it's ground type. That's bullshit.
Exactly. Doesn't really help that they become Ghost Fire, because then they just become weak to Mandibuzz.
Oh yeah, it's dark type. Isn't
it? Exactly. You're not helping yourself. You're meant to adapt.
Yeah.
Adapt to the situation. Look, I get that the Ghost type is a great reference to the fact that the mothers apparently always die, which begs the question of how any Cubone exists.
Well, they have the baby and then they die.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
I know, but still, if they're being hunted as well on top of that, it's like their numbers must be dwindling quite a bit.
Yeah, that seems like a fair few. I can always go back to your friend Safari and get another few.
Yeah.
But here is Malva, one of the Elite Four, who's sort of tied into all this. She wants a rematch, but she's only got her Pyro with her this time, which seems a little bit weak, I've got to say. She did have a bigger team last time.
It's like there's an interesting moment with a Cubone in Detective Pikachu, the film.
Go on.
It's at the beginning, the main character, his friend's trying to catch him a partner Pokemon. And they find a Cubone in a field. And his friend's like, look, this is the perfect Pokemon for you because it's lonely. And you're lonely. Now, go out there and try and get it to be with you. And he's got a Pokeball in his hand and he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, not many people or Pokemon can actually pull off wearing their dead mother's skull on their head, but it looks good on you. It looks good. I'm just thinking, really? That is how you're going to convince the lonely Pokemon that is mourning the fact that it has to wear, that it is wearing its mother's skull. You're terrible at this. You should know that was a bad idea. You should know that wasn't going to work.
Okay, so what we're getting told here is that the suit that Emma's wearing to cause all these problems was developed by Dr. Zerosik. And if you remember from the main game, he is one of the Team Flare admins.
Yeah.
So after Team Flare's fucked up, after Lysander blew himself up, it seems like some of his underlings are still loitering around. So this is kind of like Gen 2 Team Rocket going on here.
Also Maltha's part of Team Flare.
Yeah, she's associated with them, which is kind of weird. Like, they didn't really do anything with that in the main story, which I don't really get.
It's like she's part of the evil team and she's a well-known journalist.
Yeah.
I think she'd alter the truth and such.
Well, that's part of journalism, isn't it? You should make shit up as it's convenient.
You'd think she'd embellish stuff a lot more.
Yeah, well, like, at this point, I think there's this kind of respect that we've got because we beat her, so she's willing to drop information for us.
No matter the fact you've already annihilated her as a member of the Elite Four.
Yeah, that and our other boss, we just beat everyone because all the NPCs are fucking pathetic as each other. But where we've got to go back to quite a familiar dungeon. Lysander's calf.
Yes. She made it that quickly.
Well, she probably used fly too. But yeah, if you remember all the spinny puzzles, guess what we've got to go back through? Everyone's fucking favourite, right? Okay, so there's a secret floor, but there's going to be a bit of a cop-out here in just a sec. I think she's going to explain. The secret floor of Lysander Labs. So Zerosik and Essentia there. And the secret floor has the same layout as the top one.
Oh,
so
I forgot.
Yeah, so essentially they just copy and pasted the room again.
Yeah.
Which, that is fucking lazy. I'm sorry.
Really...
just give us a new fucking puzzle or something, come on.
It's like, now don't be mad, but it's the same. This is post-game. It's new.
I love how it's just called Hidden Floor rather than before.
And it's hilarious when you actually see it.
It is just, you go in and then you come straight back out. But yes, there are going to be a few battles here. This is why this part's a bit longer than the other post-game parts. But LGM,
yeah,
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
what do we think?
The name's kind of clever. It's LGM, Little Green Man.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think of this guy?
What do you mean LG?
Its name is Elgium, and well, if you decide to say it slowly, it's LGM, Little Green Man.
Oh right.
Because it's an alien.
Are there many alien Pokemon? Is that meant to be an alien
It's
Pokemon?
considered an alien in a sense, but it's never truly confirmed. It's like in the sense that apparently Magnezone is somehow communicating with something in space.
Well, it is a UFO, isn't it?
Exactly.
Does that evolve?
Yeah, it evolves into Behium.
Yeah, which is also an amusing Pokemon. I seem to recall that having a really funny voice in the anime.
I can't remember. I just know that it was like there was a bunch of them that were brainwashing people.
Yes, I remember that episode.
And the only ones that ended up beating it were Ash, Pikachu, Team Rocket, and Meowth. And the reason is because Behem couldn't brainwash them because they're so stupid.
Essentially, yeah. Oh, what a wonderful episode that was. A highlight of Gen 5.
They just have this stunned look on their faces. Like, what? We're stupid?
Gen 5, like, the anime on the whole is terrible. I don't like Best Wishes, but it did have a few fun episodes. Like that, and I remember the Purloin episode being funny.
Yeah.
So you got, what's his name? Oshawott and Meowth both start crushing on this Purloin. And like they're constantly trying to impress it and that, before eventually realising that it's a dude.
Yeah, but the Purloin is taking complete advantage of their idiocy.
Yeah, which, I mean, can you blame it? Even male Purloin have like proper thirsty orbiters. Fun times.
I'm not a huge fan of Purloin's model in X and Y onwards, because for some reason it stands up on its hind legs.
Yeah, see, I don't see that as a problem.
Yeah, but I feel like it should be on all fours.
Yeah, when it runs, maybe, but just walking around, I don't know. It works for me.
I feel its idle animation should be on all fours. I feel.
I don't know.
I like how it looks in its sprite work more than it does in the 3D.
Now I think about it, it looks sort of like Toxel in a way. Like the purple design, it's got a similar sort of body shape. Just Toxel's not furry.
Toxel's the baby one.
Yeah.
Don't see that.
Maybe it's because they're both purple and I'm very simple.
Yeah, Toxel's quite a round design.
Yeah, I mean like the head.
No, I don't see it.
Ah, well, maybe you're wrong.
No.
Or I am.
Yeah.
But more likely you.
But Toxtricity's fine.
Which version of that do you prefer? The high key or low key one?
I'm trying to remember the difference.
Well, one of them's...
One's yellow and the other's blue. I know that.
It's like your treble and your bass.
Yeah, because one's got 6 things on its chest and the other's got 4.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer the yellow.
Yeah, that's the one that I ended up with on my first run, because it's influenced by their nature as to which one they evolve into. I would kind of like to get one of the bass ones, just because I love me a good bit of bass. I like a good bass guitar. They're pretty, so to have like a Pokemon with that look would be cool.
Yeah, half of them are yellow, half of them are blue. So
yeah, which like it's one of the forms I like seeing these different alternate forms that have these random influences, because it does make evolving them a bit more interesting. It does mean that if you're a completionist, you've got a lot more fucking work, haven't you? Like there's that, and like there's also, I think, can you get both forms of Shellos and Gastrodon in Sword and Shield, or is it just the blue ones? Because I don't think I've seen a single one of the pink ones.
What, not in Shield?
No, maybe I just haven't encountered one.
Because yeah, the blue one is in Sword, so I just assumed that the pink one would be in Shield.
Maybe it is and I just missed them, but I've been through like the dungeon that they spawned in when I was going through Sword, so...
I'll have to look.
Yeah, maybe there is like another spawn location that I haven't clocked onto. But yeah, originally in Diamond and Pearl, those were like one lives on one side of the region and the others were on the other side, weren't
west and east, yeah.
Yeah, I did always grow to prefer the blue ones, although I am now in this situation where whenever I see one of the pink ones, it sort of takes me aback a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, there's them, they exist too.
I go either way.
Which one was it that Cynthia had? I think she had one, didn't she?
I think she had a pink one, I think. I know Paul had a blue one.
They're water ground, aren't they?
Yes.
So, like, my Whiscash in Shield is kind of covering the same ground.
And they have Storm Drain is their ability.
That's the one where they suck up all the water type moves, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's like a lightning rod but for water.
Yeah.
Which that's not bad, although lightning rod's more effective because like if it doesn't like Rhydon have that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking like that's the most effective use of it because double battles your opponent's electricity Pokemon can't do a fucking thing. Which yeah, you win that. Like I will say I do wish the main games had a few more double battles here or there to actually make use of these kind of things because it is very situational, isn't it, with double battle based abilities.
Yeah.
Oh, Pangrove, pass out already. There you go. Pangrove's cool.
Yeah, Pangrove's great.
Like even if he is basically just Jotaro. I have seen a fair bit of fan art of him with Jotaro's cap.
Yeah,
because it's perfect.
I've seen one of it with Machamp behind it.
That is perfect, isn't it?
Place of Star Platinum. Yeah. It's like Pangrove looks fantastic in the Detective Pikachu film.
Oh, I haven't seen his model in that.
Looks superb. There's one scene of like Pangrove on a bench. It's got these 3 Panchamps just clambering over it. It's like one of them falls off, and the Pangrove's just like, God, you idiots, stop falling.
Meanwhile, what do we think of Tauros with an afro?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Does it evolve from Taurus?
No,
It's literally just like the black and white equivalent of Tauros.
Yeah, it
Basically,
exists.
Yeah.
It looks, I think, too close to Tauros.
It does.
It should be related to it one way or another. Like, I feel like nowadays, had this been from Gen 7 on, that would have been a regional form for Tauros. Because it is that close, isn't it? And it's got that same sort of like novelty appeal of it's a Tauros with an afro. But, you know, they brought it in a few gens earlier than that, so it ended up being its own thing.
Science later turns out it is from Taurus. It's like, turns out the entire time it's just been saying Taurus. We thought it was broken.
Yeah, but, like if they were going to a regional form of Buffalon, I would want it to get like disco colours in the afro or some shit.
Rainbow hair.
Yeah, like have that or. And then
Brown makeup.
Yeah, I want this. Get like a fucking Joker Buffalon. That would be cool.
Or it comes in different hairstyles.
Yes! Think, like, you could have the punk rock
Yeah, it
one.
has headbanger hair.
Yeah, like, you maybe got your glam rock one with the Dog Trio hair. Stop giving me good ideas that I want to exist now.
You got one with shield buttons.
Yeah, that'd be the fucking Galar form of it.
It's the famous sword Pokemon from the legend. It wasn't Zacian. It wasn't Zamazon Zenta. It was just a funky Buffalo.
No, like, it's a Buffalon doing a Zamazenta or Zacian cosplay. I'm too amused
Imagine
right now.
those flying in at the last second during the battle against flipping Eternatus.
Yeah, if it just shows up and it's like, sorry, they were running late, so we'll cover for now.
They're filling in. There's a bit of traffic, I'm afraid, so we're kind of filling in until I get here.
Why is this so funny? This shouldn't be this funny. Oh, God.
Zacian Zamazon show. I was like, sorry, it's just got hold back. The gate was close to the forest. We couldn't get out.
There are 4 guys dancing, and tomorrow they'll be gone.
Oh dear.
Triangle Salamence is back. Don't disagree with me on that one. It's Triangle Salamence.
I really don't see Salamence in there because Salamence looks good.
It's got Salamence's colour, and Salamence is like standing a bit more upright, but it's got
more upright. Salamence is completely on all fours and has a very round body.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. This is Salamence with triangles. Like, if Salamence just lifted his head up a bit and lifted his front legs up, it would be like a sandpapered down version of this. And that'd hurt, but that's what it'd be.
I don't see that in the slightest. Heck, the wings are a completely different colour. The head is a different colour.
But it's the same colour scheme.
That doesn't make it Salamence. Especially when the body shape is completely different as well.
It's close enough that it's basically the same. Chris, pick a side here. You're the decider.
Well, it is. Yeah, it's basically standing up.
Oh, come off it!
I win.
Stop siding with him just to annoy me.
No, that sounds like a genuine opinion. Yeah. I win. I win another round. I don't win these things often, so I've got to enjoy it while I can. Although Crocodile here is fucking cool. I love Crocodile.
Yeah, Crocodile's great. That was on my team in black and white.
Yeah, I actually used him in my Omega Ruby team, where I traded over the Sandile that I caught earlier in this playthrough, actually. And I kept that as a mainstay on my team. That's also where I got the fun little clip of one of the Horde battles against Team Magma's Pushiena. I used Earthquake and watched them all tip over one by one like dominoes, which was so fucking funny. Something tells me that despite the sandstorm, you're not going to be much work for Blastoise here, mate. Just a hunch.
It's weird that it's called Waterfall, but Blastoise shoots upwards.
Well, that's how it would shoot up a waterfall. Like, it'd just shoot like a waterfall out of his paws, I guess, and fire up. That looks like what was going on.
But the fact that it launches up in its original position, and then suddenly it's underneath Crocodile and launches up from there. Shouldn't it have launched up from its original position and then fallen onto the Crocodile? Therefore, it's waterfall.
Now, Stephen, let me explain something to you. Game Freak have a bit of a reputation when it comes to their animations of being not very good.
Try convincing the fan base of that. Because they seem to believe that these animations are high quality.
But honestly, if you wanted to do like a lazy way out of having Blastoise using Waterfall, ultimately you should just flip him upside down first. So it just shoots out of his jets on his back.
The animation quality of Sword and Shield, it's like the animations that actually are new are the moves themselves, not the Pokemon. The moves themselves are actually a lot nicer. And the trainer animations.
Yeah, the trainer is really well smoothly animated.
Yeah, it's like your character and every other NPC, they're all greatly done.
For the most part.
For the most part. Across the board, it's good.
It's a positive,
It is good. But then you've got the actual Pokemon animation. They're all the same.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we've improved all of the animations. That's a lie, though, isn't it?
They made them HD.
Yeah. I mean, we completely remade the models. No, they're all exactly the same. Oh, but you can't prove that. Yeah, but they leaked Eternatus's model alongside the models. You can't tell me they're not the same.
How old are the models?
Well, the ones that, like, for older Pokemon were from this game, from Pokemon X and Y. Oh. So that's from 2013.
Yeah,
but
every model in Sword and Shield, excluding the brand new Pokemon, all of the Gen 8 Pokemon, every Pokemon in Sword and Shield, its model is extracted from Sun and Moon.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because they were intentionally designed to be higher resolution than they originally needed so that they could future-proof them. The problem is that when they're trying to use this as an excuse...
Game Freak lied.
Essentially, when they're trying to use it as an excuse for why they can't bring in all the Pokemon, it's a really limp bullshit excuse.
Yeah, they initially stated that they were incapable of bringing over all of the any of the models from the 3DS games because they couldn't transfer over, apparently.
I get the feeling that some of this may have been mistranslation because the story that I've since heard is that there were some compatibility issues which needed to be dealt with, and that made it a bigger workflow than just porting them over. But still, like, the models are there. You haven't got to re-rig every one of them.
Yeah.
So, like, and it's the rigging that's the hard part. Because that's making sure that Pokemon's body parts don't clip through themselves as they move and shit like that. But, yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, Game Freak lied. And people just sort of accepted it. And then even when the truth came out, they said, well, there's nothing wrong with reusing the models. Why have you got such a problem with it? Because you were just defending them, saying that they hadn't remade them.
There is one big improvement I think that Game Freak need to work on for next generation. One single thing they can do that will improve the perception of the game tenfold. Stop Masuda from talking.
Yeah.
Like, every time he talked in an interview on the lead up to the games, he made something sound worse. And that's just, he's not very good at this. He doesn't know how to explain something in a way that people will be accepting. It's just very much a case of try to feed people bullshit and hope they will just buy it. He's not very good at this, and they really need to just get a PR guy.
And never mind the fact that the name of every Pokemon is in the game's code.
Yeah.
It's just minus their models and their stats.
That might be for compatibility with Home, so that when it connects to Home, it doesn't like fuck anything up. Like they probably have like not only do they have a Dex number, but they also have like their individual Pokemon species number, which they will have to keep consistent for future games.
And I believe they've also got their movesets.
Yeah, which that's probably. I think some of the Pokemon's movesets changed as well.
So it's like, wait, so every Pokemon could have been in this game. Because, like, yes, the textures needed to be changed, but the thing is, though, the colours on all of the Pokemon are solid colours. There's no actual texture in there.
I do want to draw us back to the game now for Pokemon White, because what has been going on, like the reading that we were just doing, all the books in the library, were the process of Dr. Xerosic building the suit and then giving it to Emma and letting her get used to it. She doesn't have Pokemon of her own, which is why she's been supplied with these ones that we've beat already. So, like, she's just going to cycle through battles using the same teams that she used in the alleyways. So, if you've beat them once, you can beat them here. It's no biggie.
Yeah, because people want Jellicent on their team.
It's okay.
Frillish looks better.
Yeah, but like Jellicent, again, it's okay. That's got another colour variance in the fact that the male ones are blue and the female ones are pink.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they look okay in both colours. I'm not too fussed either way. What else we should bring out? I think this is the team with the the Volcarona, yeah. So, why did they use the fucking rain dance? Their second Pokemon's a fire type. Why would you use rain dance? Oh, for fuck's sake, this AI. Like, I mean, if it were under the context of she's a novice trainer, then you could buy it, except for the fact that they don't usually do that.
The AI may not be smart in this game.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need to elaborate any further.
To be fair, the AI has got better over time. Like, in Gen 1, the AI was just fucking retarded, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look no further than Twitch plays Pokemon with all-terrain Venomoth.
Oh, yeah.
Because it took down Dragonite because Dragonite kept using Barrier because Psychic is super effective against poison.
Yeah, you can get that in a loop. And I think Giovanni's Dug Trio, it literally can't hurt flying Pokemon at all. So, yeah, like, because the movesets were terrible in Gen 1 as well. Like, it feels like they didn't actually give specific movesets to important Pokemon. They just gave them the moves that they would have naturally learned up to that point and sort of skimmed it around, which they did change over time. They would have Pokemon who have like a signature move that they use, but still, like, a lot of the Pokemon didn't even have 4 moves. So, you know, there's not really much in the way of variety there.
Dragon Dance for Zygarde.
Yeah, because Zygarde wasn't powerful enough.
Well, to be fair, before Sun and Moon, Zygarde didn't see that much use. It's strong, you give it that, plus Dragon Dance, so. But when it got its alternate forms, especially its complete form, then it saw a lot more use.
The complete form's one that's just like a big Colossus, isn't it?
Yes, that's Perfect Cell.
Perfect Zygarde.
Yeah, because its only trait when it transforms into that is that its health gets doubled.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that is actually pretty good.
It's Dynamax.
It's got a permanent Dynamax form. Which makes Dynamax even more irrelevant.
No, but imagine when Dynamax doesn't come back in the next game. Imagine how big Zygarde's health will be then.
Oh, God.
I will say, Dex cuts are one thing. I really don't like how few legendaries show up in the main story as post-game.
Yeah, I've seen that. There's nothing.
No. There's basically no post-game aside from the sort of Withering Shield stuff at all. Like, there's the encounter with the box one, but like, legendaries are good extras for post-game. They're a great way to just go and get something that looks cool after you've beat the main game. It's something else to go out your way to get. And even if they are just plonked randomly in a cave, if they don't have a lead build-up or anything, that is still something extra to go and do, but there's really nothing like that.
So like I said, the game doesn't offer anything for you to want to come back to it.
Yeah, and especially after the last few games that have been so good with giving you extra shit you can do. Like, when I did my fucking Pokemon Sun playthrough for FC Playthroughs, I got hours and hours of extra like post-game content covered. And that's the one that, like, you got the Looker side quests, you got, you know, you go and see the extra legendaries, you know, the Island Guardians. You got all the rematches against the bosses and stuff like that. You can go and talk to Father again if you want. If for some reason you want to go back to fight him. And, you know, you get a type no in Sword and Shield somehow.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Apparently, it's like when you go to the Battle Tower, isn't it? Or something like that.
Yeah, when you get to the Battle Tower in the post-game.
There's just someone waiting there with a type no.
Yeah,
and they hand it to you.
They made a third one of these freaks of nature for some reason.
Where did it come from? Apparently, they say that there were research notes that were stolen, which allowed for it to be created in Galar.
Yeah, and you think if you've got these notes, then you might fix up the whole, like, deformed look that he's got going on. Like, I do like Type Null as a Pokemon design. It's just, you know, that's a weirdly random thing to just bring back if you're not bringing back any of the other special Pokemon.
Well, is it legendary or special?
It's kind of a legendary. Type Null or Silvally.
His mum says it's special.
Silvally. It's a Chimera Pokemon, essentially. It is spliced together DNA.
Oh, right.
And
that's why it looks like that.
Yeah, and it's like, it kind of gives the... It was made to battle Ultra Beast, and it gives the impression that they were trying to, in a sense, recreate Arceus.
A little bit, yeah.
Because its ability is exactly the same as Arceus in that it holds these specific items that only it can truly use properly, and it will change its typing to whatever the type of the item is.
Okay, I do want to bring us back to the game here, because this is where we get the proper reveal of we've confronted Essentia or Emma, and we're finding out that what this suit's been doing is, while she's essentially asleep, she is being controlled. We get another rematch here because they want to have another one, but that's what 06 Plan's been doing. Like, he's hired her to be the pilot for this suit. She got in the fucking robot doing more than she ever could, and she was the one going and committing all these felonies around Lumio City. So that's pretty much the climax of what's going on in the Looker side quest. So now I've just got this last battle here before we can actually do anything cool. But Malamar, Cool Pokemon.
Yeah, I think we've already discussed this one.
Yeah, we talked about his evolution method of holding the 3DS upside down. I did use Malamar also in Omega Ruby recently. Well, earlier this year. But it's a cool Pokemon called Coverage, stop being Dark Psychic.
Yep.
And like I just like it, you know. It looks like it could be a water type, just from the...
Yeah, it does look like it. It looks like a cuttlefish.
A little bit, like, looks like fucking Ursula.
It's like, I'm pretty sure it is meant to be a cuttlefish, so...
But
it's just upside down, of course.
Well,
and it does emanate lights and that. So it's like, it's constantly changing its design in a sense. It's how it looks.
Except not really.
Yeah. Like, there was an evil Malamar in X and Y, which wanted to take over the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the suit's breaking.
So then again, it's not the first Pokemon to be evil and want to do something that involves taking over the world. I mean, there was a Togepi that somehow built a rocket, I'm assuming? Or it found a rocket?
Is that the giant one?
No, it was just a regular Togepi, and it was evil, and they ended up in a rocket. They went into the atmosphere, and then Rayquaza comes along, finds them in the ozone layer. It's like, get back down there, hits the ship, and sends them crashing back down. It's like, because Team Rocket just looks out the window. It's like, oh, it's Rayquaza. Oh no, it's Rayquaza.
Oh, Emma's just lost her job, bless her. Yeah, so I think we may have to explain what's going on, except we're not actually going to. We're just going to let Luca handle things from the sidelines. You can't keep up this story, Luca. She's not going to buy it.
Am I the only one who thinks that's Zerosic? Is that his name, Zerosic?
Yeah.
He reminds me of Eggman.
A little bit, yeah. He's got the weird shaped head and the round body, sort of, hasn't he?
And the goggles.
Yeah, he has. He doesn't quite do the putting the goggles over his glasses thing that he did in SO2, but now we're having a grown-up talk where I have to kind of arrest you. Sorry. That's kind of my gig.
Yeah, you committed crimes.
It's nice that we had a pleasant walk back to the office to discuss it, so, wasn't it, with the criminal? We are being oddly trusting to this guy. Because, like, he could be bullshitting us. There could be someone else who's, like, overseeing this. Yeah. But no, he's going, it was all me.
It was Lysander!
He's a bit too dead.
Or so he'd have you believe.
Yeah, like, no, there's later down the line, X and Y can get sequels where you fight against zombie Lysander.
Well, it could very well be that he has survived, but now he's immortal. You know, similar to AZ.
Like, if you see the fucking, like, ascended Dio from Eyes of Heaven, like, have a Lysander version of that.
Oh dear.
Oh, I've seen spoilers for that game story. It is fanfiction as fuck, but, you know, it works. So, we're having a bit of a bargain here. What's going on is that we're inviting him to lunch tomorrow, just for one last time, because we are far too trusting, and I don't know how Luca has this job even.
I don't even think he actually works for the International Police.
He printed that badge off all by himself. I mean, he shows up often enough and does actually stop the crime, so you can't really fault him.
This is just a piece of card. In fact, this is actually a business card from a restaurant.
Okay, I just really like Chinese takeaway.
In fact, that restaurant is closed down.
But there we go, folks. Join us next time where we will be wrapping up the post-game and the Pokemon Y playthrough as a whole. See you then.
About flipping time. Yeah.